Dear Jesus, the sun has set. The world is quiet now. The noise of the day has faded away. My heart knows it cannot rest until it speaks with you. I cannot sleep tonight without reading this prayer and meeting you here in the stillness. I come to you. I bring you my heart, just as it is. I do not need to fix anything before I speak to you. You already know me. You already love me. Thank you for today. Thank you for the breath in my lungs. Thank you for the roof over my head. So many things happened that I did not see. You were there when I walked through danger. You were my shield when I felt alone. You were beside me. I may have forgotten you, but you never forgot me. Your love was following me all day long. Like a quiet river, your grace flowed around me even when I was too busy to notice. Lord, I know I made mistakes. I said words I wish I could take back. I felt anger instead of peace. I worried instead of trusting. But tonight, I do not want to carry guilt. You told me to give my burdens to you, so I lay them down at your feet. Your grace is bigger than my errors. Your mercy is new every night. Wash my heart clean. Let me sleep without shame. Remind me that I am your child, not because I was good, but because you are kind. Father, I surrender tomorrow to you. I do not know what will happen, but you do. You hold the future in your hands. I do not need to carry tomorrow's weight tonight. I give you my worries about money. I give you my worries about health. I give you my worries about my family. You are the God who provides. You are the healer of all pain. I trust you with everything. The problems I could not solve today are yours now. I release them. Please look upon everyone praying this prayer tonight. Some are crying in the dark. Some feel very lonely. Some are sick in body or spirit. Some are worried about how to pay their bills. Please touch them. Wrap your arms around them. Let them feel a peace they cannot explain. Remind them that they are your children. They are never forgotten. You are close to the brokenhearted. Let your light shine into their dark rooms. Now, I prepare to rest. Watch over my home. Keep evil far away. Let your angels guard our doors. Silence the anxious thoughts in my mind. Replace my fear with your promise. You said you would never leave me. You said you would give me rest. Let this house be filled with your peace. Let every wall be covered by your protection. I believe you, so I will close my eyes without fear. I will sleep in peace, because you are watching. You never sleep. You never tire. You are my safe place. You are the anchor for my soul. When the night is deep, you are still here. When I wake up, let me feel your joy again. Let me see your light in the morning. Help me to walk with kindness. Help me to love like you. Help me to see the small miracles you hide in every day. A smile, a breeze, a moment of calm. Teach me to say thank you for everything. But for now, I just rest. I rest in your love. I rest in your care. I rest in your arms. Thank you for holding me. Thank you for being my Father. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for never giving up on me. I am safe with you. In your holy name, I pray. Amen.